Shalom. Allah start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and Ezra Millstone. Citations to the Philet, this wisdom is truth. Cross folk comes earth, our faith, truth, and sincerity. This I'm gonna want to buy back when they're sitting. Not gonna make this too long. Just want to go into the situation that's going on. Donald Trump striking Iran. What you're seeing is Bible prophecy. It's happening. It's World War III. Looking like it's about to escalate into World War III. With that strike, we'll see, but we'll see what Iran does. But they said they ain't playing. They said they're gonna strike back, but we'll see. They're gonna do what they say, but yeah, we know it's times, man. The Bible prophecies, the word of the Lord that the apostles and Ellsberg and Millstone been preaching and saying and warning, that America, Babylon the Great, is gonna go down, it's gonna be destroyed. Constantly prophesying about World War III and all hell breaking loose in America. The economic crashing of America is gonna happen soon. Which, like I said, just leading into that, this happening right here is gonna probably lead into that. The economic crash of the dollar and the economic crisis. Things gonna go up higher, and once that does happen, like gas and everything, the lack of food, there's gonna be on the shelf. You're not gonna see on the shelves because of this. We'll see how it escalates, but the prophecies are happening. It's not gonna the Lord Yahweh he the Lord Yahweh he's not a man that he shall lie. The words of the Lord are true. We ain't those times. So, but you have Jake out here. Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino natives, not taking it serious. They still joking around on social media about it, and this and that. Think shit a game, man, until it ain't, until they hit your front steps, your front door, until, things in America start going bad, or something major happen, the grid goes out, or, the power, once that happens, the crashing of the dollar, the banks fell, you can't use your your money, you can't use your card, you can't purchase things. And like I said, eventually what's that going to lead into, right? There's got to be a problem to the solution of, you can't use cash no more, you can't use a debit card. What's the problem to that solution going to be? The MOTB, which like I said, the mark of the beast, which is the chip, which is the RFID chip, it's going to be mandatory eventually. Just leading into that, this situation. So I say World War III, and then like I say that the mandatory of the RFID chip is like all right there. It's right there. We here. It's just got it's gonna come about. With this situation right now with Trump just striking Iran. Like I say, we'll see how things escalate with that. But it seems like it's gonna escalate to like I say, a lot of problems with, like I say, economic crashing of the dollar, all hell could break loose in America. Things could start happening. A lot of chaotic things can start happening in America, Babylon the Great. A lot of casualties could start happening. Like I say, and like I said, that grid could go out, the power could go out. So things, we here. So, but I'm gonna go into this. It's Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So Lord Yahweh, he controls the king's heart. Which that word, we go to the word heart. In the Hebrew, the Hebrew word is lob, which means, we should go into that word lob, it means your mind. So the Lord Yahushua, he's controlling Trump. He's controlling these Edomites. He's controlling, the situation. The Lord Yahushua is in full control. So he controlling those, you know what I'm saying, in position of power to make these decisions, and it's all, like I say, it's just making the Lord Yahushua, Yahushua, the Lord Yahushua words come, to pass. He's the Lord Yahushua is the ultimate chess. Excuse me. The Lord Yahushua is the ultimate chess player. So you got these, people that you got these, Edomites, these damn devils, trying to be like the Most High. They think, they can outsmart the Most High, but you can't outsmart the one that created you, right? So the Lord Yahushua, he's in control. He making these Edomite devils, these ones in power to make these decisions. So, hey, his words could come to pass, that the apostles and Elzebub and the brothers of Great Millstone been, teaching for years and prophesying down for America, Babylon the Great, according to the Bible. So we here, and once things really start escalating a lot more, you're going to have those scoffers and scorners that mock the apostles and the Elzebub Great Millstone, warning you about the America's destruction for years, and when things start happening, in America, like, just, chaos in the streets and so forth, or, things start happening. Hey, we warned you. The apostles and Elzebub Great Millstone warned you. The men of the Lord warned you. Told you it was going to happen, so all the scoffers and mockers that laughed at the men of the Lord, hey, all that laughing and playing around, is going to turn into crying, and, we want to ask for forgiveness from the Lord, but it's going to be too late, Only the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites going to escape the wrath and judgment of the Lord in these times. Hopefully I'm part of righteous number to escape the wrath and judgment of the Lord Yahushua in these times. Because, like I say, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So you could be in a situation, things is out here going chaotic in America, and just hope that Lord with you. Just hope that Lord Yahushua is with you to make out of it, to be delivered. Because it all boils down to the Lord Yahushua have mercy on his elect of the so-called Negro. Excuse me. It all boils down to the Lord Yahushua having mercy upon his elect, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites. But 2/3 Israelites are not going to have mercy by the Lord Yahushua in these times, Because, like I said, 2/3 Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino natives, playing around, not knowing what's going on around them. They still partying, bullshitting, on social media, fucking around, doing this and doing that, and not taking what's going on right now seriously, according to the prophecy of the Bible. So, things are heating up, intensifying, they ain't gonna slow down, it's gonna, intensify more, but like I say, once things start really happening in America, things start, like I said, come to your front door, and then there ain't no more laughing and joking around. It's too late now, the judgment of Lord Yahushua is going to come down on America, Babylon the Great. And on 2/3 Israelites that didn't repent, didn't take the word of the Lord serious, that, didn't believe in the Lord Yahushua, didn't take heed to the warnings of the apostles and Elzebub Great Millstone, going to fake the wrath and judgment of the Lord Yahushua in these times going forward. We in those times, Not a time to take. It's not a time to be. It's not a time to be in a jolly, happy, and partying, bullshitting around. Cause hey, times you don't know what's gonna happen the next day. Something major could happen. Lord Yahushua bring great judgment down, and hey, all hell could break loose out here. And like I say, so. But Jake, like I say, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelite Jakes, 2/3, they gonna get a rude awakening, man. They don't think that it's gonna come, what's going on right now is gonna come to their front door, don't think that nothing's gonna happen in America, but you know, you are mistakenly you if you think that nothing's gonna happen in the coming I ain't gonna say days. It's possible I can say days, but in the weeks or months or the rest of this year, as we go forward in the prophecy. So, but we in those times. So, but like I say, Jake out here just 2/3 Israelites are gonna face that harsh judgment, harsh judgment of Lord Yahweh Shai. You gonna start seeing these these restaurants and places closing because they ain't got the stuff coming in no more. They can't stock up or whatever. Maybe they ain't these places shutting down, man. So lack of food, and the lack of these like I said, these truck drivers not bringing in the stuff, y'all stuff that y'all want in the stores, whatever it may be, bread, water, your hygiene products, all that, man. It's gonna affect a lot, as this as this situation escalate, in the Middle East, so it's only gonna it's gonna affect the Americans here, man. So it's coming. It's gonna get real serious, ugly out here, man. There's a lot of people finna catch it, man. But finna catch hell, finna catch real hell out here, man. But I'm gonna go from there too long because I don't want to make this too long. Romans 9:17, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might sue my power in thee, in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So so the Most High, Yahweh, he raised up Pharaoh, right? Time in Egypt, he had Moses. Moses was telling Pharaoh, hey, let my people go. It was warning Pharaoh, hey, hey, you gonna have to deal, you're gonna deal with the consequences, if you don't let my people go, don't let the Israelites go. Pharaoh didn't want to listen, but it's the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, which like I say mind, which I just brought this scripture out in Proverbs 21 and Proverbs 21:1. The Lord Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh, he hardened the king's mind, so he hardened Pharaoh's mind, he made him stubborn, not to take what Moses was telling him seriously. Like, I ain't doing it, so I ain't letting the Israelites go. No, he kept telling Moses, no, I ain't doing nothing. And every time he told Moses no, them plagues came upon Pharaoh. And Pharaoh, until it got serious, right? Until, the Most High Yahweh, hey, that firstborn got killed, and then, hey, Pharaoh, say, all right, but then Pharaoh said, all right, I'll let y'all go. But again, Most High is control of the mind, right? It made Pharaoh go after the Israelites, to chase them down. Cause he's like, nah, I ain't gonna let that go down. I ain't let it, nah. He ain't like, he ain't gonna let, he ain't want to give up like that easy. So he followed the Israelites. He followed Moses and Israelites. But by doing that, Pharaoh, was led to that situation to where Moses, because the Most High was with Moses, Yahweh, hey, when they got to the river, to cross the, not the river, excuse me, the, when they're about to cross the, I say river. When they're about to cross the ocean, Moses lifted up, the staff. When he lifted up the staff, the waters, parted, right? The Red Sea, right? So the Red Sea parted, and Pharaoh saw the power, right? So, and then like I said, Moses, Israelites crossing the Red Sea, and then Pharaoh hesitated to go. He was hesitant to go in there, to see what he was seeing. Like, this is real. But then, I say again, the Most High is in control. So Pharaoh, you know, still chase out the Israelites, into the Red Sea. But by the time they got there or got in it, the Most High closed it up on them and drowned Pharaoh and the soldiers. Right. So fast forward to these times, you seen what's going on with Trump, what he did with Iran strikes, and saying that okay, now let's have peace. He said in his Twitter account, he said now that I strike Iran, let's have peace now. Hey, ain't gonna be no peace, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got involved in a situation that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's like I said, the Lord Yahweh is in control. He made Trump go that way. His mind make that decision, and now we in that time. We in that time of this could be what it is. The start of World War III. I said we'll see how things escalate. But by Trump doing this, Iran hits they bases and all that stuff, and it's gonna lead to a lot of things happening. Domino effect, right? Prophecy is gonna speed up. It's gonna get real serious out here and wild. As the days go by, we'll see how things go. But we here, things gonna get real serious out here in this wicked system in America, Babylon the Great. But like I say, in these times, the Lord Yahweh is using these Edomites, the ones in power. They raising them up, making them proud, so that he gonna bring them down. So that's what you're seeing now. We in those times of it. The Lord Yahweh finna, bring these Edomite so-called white people, devils out of power soon, man. And like I say, and the next rulers of the earth, and more, it's gonna be the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites, starting with the elect. Starting with the Lord Yahweh and King David, then the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites. But I don't go from there to Romans 9:1. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he hearteth. So yeah, so Lord Yahweh gonna have mercy on who he wanna have mercy. You know what I'm saying? And like saying these times, the Lord Yahweh gonna have mercy on the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites. And like I say, he hardened, like I say, these Edomites, mind, full of hate, and what I'm saying, they, and what I'm saying, making them stubborn and proud, and making these decisions and passing these laws, whatever it may be, but it's all setting up for their downfall. The Lord Yahweh setting up their downfall, the Edomites. So as we seeing, man, it should be a exciting time, man, for the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites, for the elect, for the most part, because 2/3 Israelites, they don't want to see nothing happen to America. They don't want to see chaos and destruction. They want to keep on partying, bullshitting, and keep watching sports and this and that, right? And fucking around and riding around in their cars and, what I'm saying, and so forth. And keep on acting crazy and wild out here in America. But that's when it comes to the end, All the partying and bullshit finna stop. Finna cease. And nothing for being a whole bunch of death and destruction finna happen to America, Babylon the Great going forward. So we in those times of it. I'll go from there to the next verse, Romans 9:19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? So whoever resisted the Lord Yahweh will? Nobody. if the Lord, hey, and that's a scary thing, because I said, Lord Yahweh, He's in full control. He created you. Yeah, Lord created me. And I'm saying, I'm in fear. You know what I'm saying? I hope Lord Yahweh have mercy upon me. So, but hey, it's all day. Nobody has resisted the Lord's will. Well, He wants you to, you gonna do, you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? If you are a prophet of the Lord, you're gonna prophesy the downfall of America Bible great, because it's in you. You can't resist the Lord's will. It's gotta happen. If you are the elect and you gonna, you know what I'm saying, the Lord's will for you to be delivered, and you gotta do what the Lord, has ordained for you to do, you gonna do it. And no matter what. Nobody can stop the Lord Yahweh's will. You know what I'm saying? What's ordained is ordained to happen. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? There's no stopping it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever gotta, come about, gotta come about. The prophecies of the word of the Lord, the Bible, His words, the Lord Yahweh's words are true. It's gonna come to pass, gotta happen. But Romans 9:20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed it say to him that formed it? Read it again. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? So like I said, Lord Yahweh, He the one who created, He created, everything you see, and the Most High Yahweh, He created everything. So you see, and then I said, Lord Yahweh, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, the Lord Yahweh is in control. The Lord is, He controls everything. Hey, I created you. Hey, if you meant to do this, you meant to do this. You know what I'm saying? So it gotta happen, right? But on Romans 9:21, have not the potter, power over the clay, or the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, and another unto dishonor. So the Lord Yahweh, Most High Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? He controls the vessels. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He created everything you see. So you got one for honor and one for dishonor. You got the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Israelites, which are the righteous. The elect, they're gonna be, they're gonna honor the Lord Yahweh. They're gonna have fear of the Lord Yahweh. Excuse me, they're gonna have fear of the Lord Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Give all praise to the Lord Yahweh. And be in obedience. But then, like I said, you got 2/3 Israelites. In this time they're gonna be destroyed because they disobedient. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking heed, they're not repenting. Doing wickedness that the Lord Yahweh hates, and then they're gonna be destroyed. But like I say, the Edomites, which are, you know what I'm saying, the so-called white people, red people, the Edomites, they are rebellious. They are rebellious nation of. They are the wicked nation that Lord Yahweh hates. The Lord Yahweh hates the nation of Edom, the Edomites. And He gonna destroy these damn devil Edomites, man. In these times, He gonna bring them down and destroy them, man. So, hey, that's what we in. But on this next verse, Romans 9:22, and off of this, what if the Most High, willing to sue His wrath and to make His power known, endure with much long suffering the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction? So yeah. So you got the vessels, you know what I'm saying, that Lord Yahweh, I say, they created, made, they set up to be destroyed. You are fitted for destruction. The so-called white people, Edomite devils, are fitted for destruction, man. In these times, 2/3 Israelites, but in these times, but the so-called white man Edomites are fitted for destruction. They are the wicked, the ones in power, You wicked devils, man. Like I say, in those goddamn imposters, those imposters over there, those fake the fake Jewish people over there, you know, claiming to be saying that the Lord, they are the chosen people. They are not the chosen people. They are the wicked devil Edomites. They are the synagogue of Satan. You know, the chosen people are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites. But the elect in these times, you know, the Lord Yahweh is dealing with. You know, they have mercy upon. But 2/3 of Israelites gonna be destroyed because they rather put their trust in America, Babylon the Great, and so-called white man Esau Edomites and vote and all that shit. You know, and keep on trusting in the system, they're gonna be destroyed. You know, in these times going forward, 2/3 of Israelites. You know, but the elect, the Lord Yahweh, but the elect, you know, that the Lord Yahweh gonna have mercy on, gonna be, you know, gonna be delivered, you know, taken care of, and in these times going forward, gonna be, you know, miraculous miracles, and you know, if you hopefully I'm probably rush number, but the elect gonna be taken care of, they're gonna be fed, they're gonna be taken care of, and all hell break loose out here. It's things gonna happen to where the elect gonna be, Lord Yahweh gonna have mercy upon the elect, and they're gonna be, you know, not harmed, or, you know, not touched, you know, but but you're gonna have those that, you know, gonna have to, you know, die in the Lord's, you know, in the faith of the Lord, you know, just to show their faith, they're gonna have to die, but they're gonna get risen back up, because the dead gonna rise first, you know, and then those that remain will be caught up with them, you know, when the Lord Yahushua makes his glorious return. Excuse me. When the Lord Yahushua makes his glorious return, you know, and the chariots will call you a foe, you know, with the angels, you know, so I don't make this too long. I just want to go into that, man. So, you know, we in those times, you know, we here, man. You know, it's all about keeping the faith, and keep your faith in Lord Yahweh. You know, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep believing. You know, keep, you know, push to the end. Keep, you know, just hold on, keep your faith. You know, it goes for me. You know, it goes for me. You know, first and foremost. So, with that, then, you know, again, like about President, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the sister brothers, to the few Akwaf. Sister that do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua keep fighting. That's it, Shalom.